Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever else you may or may not identify yourself as. I don't give a shit. This is another edition of the lunch hour. Life's a bitch. Get a helmet with Jimbo and
Fry.
Woo! Been a minute since our last one, but hey, we're back. So today, I get to ask Fry a wonderful question of my choice, and it's, what do I want to know? And what do I think maybe you guys would like to know? Because I know last time we did an episode on, my first experience, as far as like when I knew I needed help, and when I knew things were bad. So, in kind of like a spin-off of that, Fry.
To caveat with the commander.
To caveat, sir. I don't think that. First on the top, I don't think that means what you think it means.
It's usually in reverse.
Yeah, usually, yeah. But, it goes both ways. So, to kind of spin off of that and feed off of that, we're still kind of lining some things out with where we want to go, because we're definitely going to hit that again. But maybe this time, we're going to go with Fry's story. However, just as a simple little Q&A, Fry.
Yes.
So, I won't ask you, how did your first time go? Because I know it's been years now, and probably got to iron out some stuff there as far as, how it's got to get laid out. I definitely had to think about mine for a minute, just to figure out how to tell that story. So, I will ask you, when you did start getting help, when things did start, like, going bad, and after you started that uphill battle of, like, okay, I'm getting the help now, whatever, how did you survive? How, what are things that you did outside of getting help, outside of the professional help, in the downtime, when you're not with a therapist, or when you're not with that person that everybody needs? How did you survive?
That's a good question.
Isn't it?
It is.
Because you're not always going to be around that person, and you're not always going to be with the therapist. So how
Right.
did you survive?
A lot of prayer.
Okay.
I may not go to church like I want, or
Right.
as I should.
Let's say, I think we covered this in the last one. You said, Joy 99.1 FM is kind of your church right now,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Joy FM.
Yep.
A lot of prayer. A lot of self-reflection.
Okay.
Because even after seeking help, like, I still feel like shit.
Well, yeah.
But
yeah,
at the same time, I had to take the steps. I kind of forced myself to take the steps to focus.
Right.
Because, excuse me, I can tend to be very scattered-brained.
Yeah. I know that about you.
Yeah. Even now.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
So,
On a bad day, it's
all over the
just
place.
what are you doing?
Right, it's widespread. It's a 12
And then when I have a really good day, you're like,
damn, he's on
can we
point.
have more of those?
Yeah. he's on it today, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
Telling myself that I'm not a piece of shit,
Right.
and I can do it, and having faith in myself is kind of how I kept going.
Right.
And then talking with a therapist, like, they would ask specific questions. Some of it was, like, that first time I sat down was so weird. And then having to rehash everything I'd already coped with or dealt with again.
Right.
But it helped doing the self-reflection and praying helped me find a place to where I'm comfortable enough to accept I've made some bad decisions, or
Been through some shit.
life was shitty,
Yeah.
and I'm still alive.
Yeah.
I can still keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not over. Your story's not over.
No.
So, when, you said you did, you took a lot of time to pray, a lot of prayer, and lots of self-reflection.
Yeah.
Some people, I know, like me personally, self-reflection was never like a great thing for me to get into, because it only kind of like, I wasn't able to just self-reflect in a positive light. It would just kind of like make things spiral, right? So for those that may not want to venture into self-reflection, or those that may not want to venture into prayer, if that's not, their deal.
So
what are some, like, did you have like any hobbies or activities that you did that you kind of would like throw yourself into to try to,
work?
Just work?
Wow. Like, I would live to go fishing.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, that's a good one.
I would only get to go fishing
ever so often.
Once a year.
Well, I mean,
maybe 5 times at best.
Right.
And for me, being in the reserves,
yeah,
my release was drill weekend.
Okay.
That was the one place I knew what I was doing, how to do it,
right,
and how to help people.
Right.
With people that understood what the hell I was going through.
Yeah, because they've been through it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's face it, I think everybody has the same feeling when it comes to helping other people. It's so much easier than dealing with your own shit.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, that's it's kind of like when you're giving your friends relationship advice. And you're like, bro, you give great advice. Why don't you have a girl? And you're like, 'cause kings don't play, baby.
Bullshit line.
Yeah. Shit like that. Yeah, take your own advice. It's easier to help others than to help yourself. Really, it is.
It is. I actually, when I started therapy a couple years ago,
yeah,
started back doing it.
Yeah.
Like I told the therapist, I've been doing this for almost 20 years, yada yada.
Right.
But I don't understand why I'm having these issues.
Yeah.
So we would talk, it started off like once a week, and then they started spacing it out.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, Mr. Frymouth, you just need to take your own damn advice.
Right.
How?
Right.
Like,
yeah, how do I?
Okay, and she would. Like, she's like, take yourself out of the picture as if you are talking to another soldier. Ask them the same questions, and then expect yourself, that soldier, to tell you what they should be doing. Or what do you think, if you're asking yourself, what the fuck do I do now? And I've spent many, many hours thinking that. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how did I fucking get here.
Right.
What the fuck's going on? I don't fucking understand.
Yeah.
And that's actually where the 5-minute rule came in for me. I don't know where I learned it. All I know is you get 5 minutes to bitch. Bitch, moan, complain about anything and everything, but you have 5 minutes, and I'll set a timer. And I literally did that with myself. So I was like, I don't even remember. I don't remember who was around. I just knew I started bitching.
Yeah.
And I did. I set a fucking timer. Started bitching. Timer went off. I took a deep breath. Like, that kind of helped. Okay. So with all this bullshit going on, what can I control? Because that's usually my main issue.
Yeah.
Is stressing on shit that I have no control over.
Yeah, that's a big one for me too.
Because I will analyze and reanalyze and over reanalyze every situation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's usually when I'm on my game. That's usually when I'm like, why would I stress about that?
Yeah.
No, that's nothing. That's just got it. But when I wake up and I'm my head's in a fucking haze,
Yeah.
and then everything starts pouring in, it's hard to stop that shit.
Oh yeah.
Um,
It's like a fucking flood, man.
It is. But you know, after that 5 minutes of bitching, crying, whatever it is I was doing, because I usually have to cry at least once a year, if not more. I'm a very emotional person that I try to hide.
Yeah, tries not to get emotional. Yeah, what a hell of a way to be, right? Yeah.
I cry on my car ride in or my ride home from work, you know. I'm not feeling it. I need to get it out so I can have a good day, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to freak anyone out because, oh my God, you're the strong guy.
Yeah, like why if you're crying, if you're crying, shit must be really fucked up.
And then a woman sees you crying, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna make me cry."
Yeah,
oh,
and it just
no. Yeah. I need to release some stress, and I can't do the things I want to do, so I'm gonna cry it out instead because it's safer for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's why they invented rage rooms, which I still haven't been to, by the way. I'm fucking mad about it.
Well, I already told you about the time I had a...
You had an impromptu rage room.
It was great.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
All three of those toilets and that sledgehammer were so satisfying.
I was about to say, maybe we need to, in the future, maybe you and I need to take a trip to a rage room and then, do a quick little, 15, 20-minute episode and talk about what it felt like on the podcast, because, a lot of people...
We should probably video that one.
I would love to video that one. You need to get a GoPro.
Yeah.
Get a GoPro. All right, so eventually we'll have a video for you guys.
But,
so anyway.
So the self-reflection was more along the lines of what can I control?
Yeah.
What can I not control?
Right.
If it's outside what I can control, I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't need to be stressing about unnecessary bullshit, unnecessary drama.
Yeah, agreed.
And because we are our worst enemies. We will stress on anything and everything. At which point, because we're stressing about anything and everything, we're stopping ourselves from actually moving forward and accomplishing the shit we want to do.
Right.
I have stopped myself many times from getting promoted.
Yeah.
That's why I was a fucking staff for so long. Excuse me. And it was because I'm sitting there like, nah, I'm good. I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
Do you want it? Lying to myself. No, I don't want that. Yeah, I fucking do. I do want it. So I would get in front of myself.
Yeah.
Get in my own way. At which point, because I'm fighting myself, I'm not accomplishing shit I want to do.
Right. And then that kind of just feeds into like a shitty mental state.
Yeah.
It all fucking just comes back and bites you in the ass. Yeah. It's a vicious circle, vicious cycle.
I had to stop blaming other people.
Okay.
For shit going on.
Right.
Like, you did this. It affected me like this. Okay. That's your fault.
Yeah.
But I accept my portion of what just happened, because if I'd have said no to begin with,
right, we wouldn't be in this situation.
We wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And I have just fed into my own depression and anxiety over the years, and it's kind of a roller coaster effect.
Right.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, some days are great, some days are fucking horrible.
Yeah. And it's very hard to tell yourself, shut the fuck up. on your bad days. Just shut up. Like,
Yeah.
you literally have everything you want, and you're striving for the rest of everything you want.
Mm-hmm.
Just shut up. You'll get there. Give it time.
Yeah, just calm the fuck down.
All right.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things for me there is, I mean, yeah, I'm young as shit, but I feel old as fuck. And so I feel like I'm on this ticking time clock because I feel like my body's going to give out before, you know, my mind or my heart does. And I'm like, I got to get everything done now. I got to accomplish everything that I want now. That way I can enjoy it when I'm young, because I don't want to be 70, 80 years old, then have everything I want, but then my body's so decrepit and broken that I can't actually fucking get out and do anything. You know, like there's a guy I know. He's a long time family friend. And I mean, he lived a hard life as far as like he worked his ass off on the not the oil rigs, but the oil pads, like down in Texas and stuff like that, driving and whatnot. And the dude has had skin cancer. He has rheumatoid arthritis. He has an autoimmune disorder. You know, so like if the guy, like, okay, riding in a buggy, like, I mean, the rest of the viewers, you know, for those of you that didn't fucking go back and watch blooper, you know, the blooper reel, go back and watch it, and I'll tell you what they are and how to find them.
Listen, not watch. We don't have a video on this. Go
Shit,
ahead.
sorry. Yeah, go back and listen to it, and you'll hear me talk about him. But for riding in a buggy, if he does that for like longer than 2 hours, his joints start like locking up and his body swells up, and because his body just attacks itself. But he is no older than my dad, who's in his mid-50s. You know, and I think he actually might be like a year older or two. And because of those things, he can't get out and do hardly shit. Like, he couldn't do the things that I love to do. And I don't want to see myself become that. And if I do see myself becoming that, because my body is already breaking down and I've damaged it so badly, I'm like, I gotta get this shit done now. I gotta have all these experiences now. I have to. And you're right, it's hard to just tell yourself that, hey man, you got your whole life ahead of you, just fucking shut the fuck up, you'll get there. Mm-hmm. It really does suck. Yeah.
I'm still not sure what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah, I get that one a lot. Me too. I'm in the same boat. I am in my 20s, and I am still not sure what the hell I want to be when I grow up.
I know where I want to go.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I want to be.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I mean.
I just know for me, professional supercross racing is out the fucking window. So now I'm like, well, shit, that didn't work.
I mean, a pro fisherman would be nice.
Pro fishing would be nice, and I mean, if you look at some of those dudes, you know, they've got some you know, some pudge going on. So it's not like you got to be the fittest guy in the world,
right?
You know,
just gotta have that.
You gotta have the casting arm, and you gotta have the knowledge. I'm sure about, you know,
or luck.
Or luck, which, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm not trying to insult any, but you and me really don't seem to have the best of it.
No,
so maybe you should just learn the knowledge. Don't count on the luck. So I definitely would not.
As far as I want to go back to the self-reflection.
Yeah.
And the prayer.
Okay.
I know prayer is not for everyone.
Right.
The point of prayer for me is to fall back on my beliefs.
Right.
I was raised. Well, I actually started here in St. Louis. I started in the Catholic Church. Life situations happened. I moved to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Grew up in the country with some Southern Baptists.
Okay.
Went to Pentecostal.
Yeah.
And a few other churches.
Yeah.
You know, the point that needs to be understood is that you have to believe in something. Even if it's yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you have to believe in something. If you believe in nothing, what the fuck are you here for? What's the point?
Right. Now, let's be clear. That is not encouraging anybody to off them fucking selves.
No.
But at the same time, that's a good point, though. You got to believe in some kind of something, again, even if it is yourself, because you have to believe that, you know, even if it's just in you, that you can do this, that you're going to fucking win at the game called life.
Right.
That realistically you dropped in and it is the worst RPG ever because you have no choice over your own stats.
No.
You don't even
Sometimes
get to
you're
pick
ahead,
your physique.
Sometimes you're behind.
Right, yeah. Sometimes you get born with all the money in the world and a really good home life, and sometimes, well...
Now, in the way of self-reflection,
Yeah.
we all self-reflect every day. And if you're listening to this podcast because you're wanting help with mental health, I have a feeling you're doing it now. Because that's what we do when we are depressed, feeling like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's stopping yourself from thinking of in the negative sense. Stop calling yourself a piece of shit. Stop calling yourself a dumbass. You're not. You know what to do. And yeah, you're gonna fail a million fucking times. But once you get that just focus on one fucking task. Which was hard for me. Because
You can be so scatterbrained.
I can be. I want to do like 15 fucking things at once, and I can't do that. And I have to stop myself and remind myself what is the first thing I need to do.
Yeah.
And some days I literally have to write this shit down. I need to do A, B, C, D, E. Okay, let's review the list. So I got 5 things to do. Which one should I take care of first? Which one should I take care of last?
Right.
Like, baby step your shit if you have to.
Well, I was about to say, and just find satisfaction even if you only get A done. You know,
Yeah.
One is better than none. Just
Especially if you didn't expect to get
a damn thing done.
They're like, holy shit, I did that. You know what? Good job. I might be the only one patting myself on the back right now, but I did that.
I deserve this, goddammit. Embrace that shit.
It's hard. It's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
But putting a positive spin on your negative shit is the only way to help. That, at least from my experience. I'm naturally an optimistic motherfucker.
Right.
Right? I do my best to stay positive and all this shit. I'm also a realist. And realize that this shit's gonna get fucked up.
Yep. That's just the way of the world.
So, how can I do it quickly, efficiently, and least fucked up?
Right.
At which point, some days, there's just no way it's gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
Alright. I've accepted this is gonna be fucked up.
Yep.
And I'm gonna push through and just do what I do.
Yeah.
Because I already know how to do it. I'm gonna do it. It's just take baby steps.
Yeah. Yeah, I once there's this old adage that I'm pretty sure it's probably been in a few movies, and I've heard it told a million different ways. But one of the ones that I remember is there's a boat builder on an island, and he tries to build himself a new boat, and it's supposed to be he's never built it before.
Mm-hmm.
So he tries building it 100 times, fails 99, succeeds on the 100th time. Did he fail? No. He just learned 99 ways not to build a boat, and then he got it correct.
Yeah.
So you never fail. You just every time you don't succeed is an opportunity to learn. Why did I not succeed? And okay, now I need to take different steps this time. You readjust fire and charge on.
When you keep failing over and over again, I get it. It's hard.
Oh my god, it's
accept,
discouraging.
But you got to keep doing it. So storyline. Let me give you a storyline.
Okay.
So I came back in 2010 from Iraq.
Shit, where's my popcorn?
A lot of regret, self-doubt.
Yeah.
Because I've already stated it was not my shining hour.
Right, yeah.
And it took a long time for me to accept that.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about changing the past. I can only work on myself to change the future. And that's where I started.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had horrible PTSD, but I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I quit smoking cigarettes because that was the only thing I was doing, cigarettes, and I might get a beer here or there, but the house situation didn't provide alcohol, so I was smoking 2.5, 3 packs a day.
Yep. Been there, done that shit.
January 17th at 11:58 was my last cigarette.
Holy shit. The fact that you remember it down to the minute. God damn.
And I quit cold turkey.
Ooh.
2.5, 3 packs a day and quit cold turkey.
You guys can't hear it, but I just did an applause for this man.
I had a minor mental breakdown. That was in January. In February, we left. We had our 3-week annual training.
Right.
And I was crying like a little girl in the latrine restroom for you non-military types.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was stupid shit going on, and I was the NCOIC.
Oh.
And looking back, like, it's soldiers being dumbasses, at which point I know what to do for that, but because I had just quit smoking, and it just, what's the word I'm looking for? Maximized all these issues I was already dealing with coming back from Iraq.
Right.
You know, hypersensitivity and emotions were fucking rampant. My fucking paranoia and anxiety and self-doubt and depression was kicking in so fucking hard. It took until May for me to start getting through the fog of quitting smoking.
Yeah.
And I remember it distinctly because my platoon sergeant at the time was done dealing with me, and he threw me in the ammo shack. Just throw Frymouth in the ammo shack. Get him the fuck out of here. I literally heard him say it.
Damn.
Alright, cool. At least I'm not going to be standing around doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know how fucking proud of myself I was for that? Dude, I had my little 6x8 fucking pine box full of fucking ammo and magazines, and I had my little crew. Everybody was doing what they were supposed to do. We were double checking the numbers and keeping track of how many rounds were going out and who was bringing in empties. And dude, that shit was so satisfying, because at the end of the day, the motherfuckers that were just trying to get me the fuck out of the way were like, holy shit, good job. That's all I wanted to hear was fucking good job.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. Good job, man.
Hell, I was telling myself,
yeah,
holy shit, good job, man. Good job, Fry. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
It just, that's actually what started, that gave me the initial push to spend the next 3 years doing self-evaluations, and improving. Hell, I was talking to my own fucking soldiers from Iraq. I'm like, hey, you know, no shit, straightforward honesty is what I'm looking for. Like, okay, what's up, Sergeant? And I would ask them, what are some pros and what are some cons? I need improves and sustains. I'm doing an AAR myself. Like, I see shit, but you guys, I want to know what you see. And they would. Like, I knew who I could trust to be straightforward, and not lie to me.
Yeah.
And there were certain people I did not ask because the only thing they focused on was negative.
Yeah.
Like, they were strictly, you're a piece of shit. There's nothing you can do to fix yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Go die in a fucking creek, kind of thing.
Yeah.
At least that's how I perceived them.
Right. That was the notion you were getting off there.
At which point I did not discuss this with them. But I did. I spent the next 3 years working on myself, and I still got to do it now.
Yeah.
Every so often, like I have to. It keeps me on my toes. It also keeps me sane because I got to stop myself and say, hey, what's not working?
Right.
You're doing something wrong. So what is it so we can fix it?
Yeah.
Like, stop fucking doubting yourself. Stop hesitating and doubting yourself. Like, you know what to do, but obviously something's not working. What is it?
Yeah,
is it me or are you getting caught up in something else?
Right. Yeah.
So, I think one of the most satisfying moments after, towards the end of that 3 years, was another annual training we went to. My platoon leader from Iraq had actually become our company commander.
Right.
And maybe it was 2 years. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't remember the time frames. But they gave me our normal shit.
Yeah.
You know, because we're a combat support company. You know, hey, you're MPs, you're law and order. No, I'm combat support.
Yeah.
Keep me off the fucking roads. Don't make me give tickets to people or deal with domestic disputes. That's not my role.
Yeah.
All right. You got a combat zone. You need to get from point A to point B. You need security. Oh, you got trucks. Let's go.
Right.
And knowing, because one of those missions, he actually was in my convoy, you know, and we had multiple fucking units in this one fucking bullshit. And it was so nice to know that, like, I was feeding off his energy.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it until after the fact, because I was, you know, you got so many fucking different people in front of you. Oh, I'm this person, I'm that person, we're awesome. Like, shut up. Like, not to be disrespectful, but we're gonna do this one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Alright? This is who I am. This is what we're doing. I'm gonna get y'all's names, y'all's call signs, how many vehicles and packs you have, and then we're gonna go over the route, and then we're gonna go over rock drills.
Yeah.
And like, I was halfway through that whole spiel, and I could just feel, like, I could feel and sense the proudness of my commander, who's like, holy shit, where was this shit in Iraq?
Yeah.
Like, I did it, but it was not.
It wasn't as
direct.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
Yeah. It wasn't as focused.
No.
And concise.
And, like, that was probably my best AT ever after Iraq. And I was, all right, let's go. I'm ready. You want to go? Send me somewhere? Let's go. I got this shit now.
Right.
You know, it takes time to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
You have to deal with the bullshit, internal bullshit.
Yeah.
Accept whether or not it was your fault. If it wasn't your fault, don't be a victim. Don't allow yourself to be a victim.
No, take your 5 minutes and then fucking drive on.
Right. Because if you hold on to that shit forever, you'll never get anywhere.
No, it'll eat you alive. That's things with, like, a lot of people ask me about my marriage, of whether or not, I need some kind of closure, and I'm like, I just don't know how to get it. Because, I've told the story of how things devolved and dissolved very painfully, several fucking times, like, uncountable. To therapists and friends and family that asked what the hell was going on, this, that, and the other thing. So you'd think, like, telling it would get it out, and they're like, you need some kind of closure. I'm like, well, honey, I done tried everything in the book. I rode past my fucking limit on a dirt bike, not caring whether or not I ate shit and died. I remember my first time I came home on leave, after she left. we still had a lot of the wedding stuff was at my house, and we had at our wedding we had like this notebook, and it was kind of like the size of
the sign-in roster thing. Who came?
No.
Oh.
I mean, yes, in a way. Like we did have one of those, but it was
okay.
a piece of wood that had a tree on it with all the leaves and
Oh,
all kinds of
okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
But the book was also for like people that came that wanted to sign and like leave notes like, hey, we wish you guys luck, we wish you the best, we're so happy for you, this, that, the other thing, you know, or if they wanted to leave something funny, you know, things like that, right? And it was pretty chock full of people that wrote in it. And so anyway, I loaded up a 12 gauge shotgun with some skeet loads, some sporting loads, and I loaded up a couple, well, not a couple, I loaded up several, and had someone with me that was loading as I was shooting AR mags. And we took it down to this little shooting area on our property, and my brother, one of my brothers, he took the book and he was like, say when, and I said pull, and he just threw it up in the air. I pumped it full with the shotgun, and it just went into his million smithereens. And then when it came to, like, you know, the piece of wood with the tree on it, I just unloaded on it until there was nothing left but very, very tiny little splinters with the AR. Like, as I was doing mag dumps, they were handing me more and more and more. I probably had to go through 500 rounds, and the entire time I'm just screaming, you know, my head off, you know, cursing her out and this, that, and the other thing. And there's still animosity, and there's still pain, and there's still regret and all kinds of things inside of me about that situation. So I'm still working on figuring out how to let shit go. It is a process. You know, sometimes it takes longer than 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes something else. You know, but
I agree. My recommendation would be for your moment where you're feeling it,
yeah,
only give yourself 5 minutes.
yeah,
Because otherwise it will fucking ruin your whole day.
oh my god, yeah.
You don't know how many times I've had a full-blown conversation with my ex-wife in my head
Oh yeah, right.
before going home. And then by the time I got home, I was mentally drained.
Right.
I was completely mentally drained, and I didn't... We got bath time, we dinner time, bath time, tubby time.
Yeah.
And then it's just, let me do my thing, you go do your thing, I'll rub your feet before you go to sleep.
Yeah. That's where I feel like this is probably going to resonate with some of our younger listeners, because it seems like the older generation, not necessarily insulting you, but like say my grandparents or even my dad. For me, and I've seen it with a lot of younger people around my age and in their 30s, and of course even younger now, you know, coming up through high school and stuff. Music, that's my fucking soundboard. Like music.
It used to
music.
be.
And
It is still, but it used to be hardcore.
oh yeah, and like music says the things that I don't know how to say. The problem is that nobody usually likes my kind of music, so when I do allow myself to get it out through my soundboard, that is my music, nobody's there to listen. Nobody's there to go, okay. You know, and anytime I do play my music for people, you know, they're usually like, they get one song, and then they're like, oh, well, here, let's listen to this, and it's like, dude, you're not receiving what I'm trying to fucking vent to you here and fucking get this shit out, so you know, so I tell somebody, so I get it out of me and to someone else's ears, and maybe you can, you know, feed off, or, you know, balance you, whatever, cope with me, I guess, what, you know, help. And it doesn't happen. So at that point I just give up, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just wait till the next weekend, and then I'll come up to this cabin and drink beer and listen to music by my damn self,
Right.
and get it out that way, and only the walls
So
will ever hear.
I, growing up, I was that way. I do remember, definitely during my second tour, like, that's the mindset I had.
Yeah.
where everything was just weighing on my mind. We were on a down day
Mm-hmm.
because you don't have days off in the Army.
No.
You have your missions, you have downtime, and you might get a down day. But
Yeah.
we had a down day, and it was just a shitty fucking day. And I literally went to my battle buddy and said, "I need the hardest fucking music you have right now." And his eyes lit up so bright.
Oh, I know the feeling because I'm such a metalhead.
I think the hardest thing I had at the time was... Fuck, I don't even remember. I really don't.
What year was this?
2010.
Oh, it was probably like some Slipknot or some shit.
I got Slipknot, I got Marilyn Manson, I think I
it's
had
not even
Metallica
heavy.
was the hardest thing I had. Like, they're hard.
I mean, it's
But
good
that's
old
old
thrash
school
metal.
hard.
Yeah, it's old school hard. Yeah, that's
And
that
I'm
whole
like, I
satanic
need-
panic of the '80s, baby.
And then a little bit of mindless self-indulgence. Like, I had that shit.
yeah, yeah.
And then My Chemical Romance. I'm like, that's...
Yeah.
Like, I literally listen to everything, and I'm having a bad fucking day. I just need something that's loud, obnoxious, and...
Melt your fucking face. Yeah.
Fucking, my battle buddy's fucking rummaging through his shit. You want this? You want this? You want this? You want this? And he just started going down. And, like he did, he gave me Slipknot. Shit, he gave me so much shit. And it's still on my fucking hard drive, too. But I went back and we're in Tent City or Choose and whatever, so I don't have a speaker.
Yeah.
I have a speaker on my laptop, but I don't need everybody hearing my shit right now, so I'm gonna put my headphones in.
Yeah.
And I turned the sound off after an hour or two, and I couldn't really hear much, but I felt better.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say,
Felt
like,
so
you know,
much better.
you're sitting there saying you had like some Marilyn Manson and shit, and then you got a guy like me, and I'm like, okay, so listen, do you want some goat horror? Do you want Thy Art Is Murder? Or another one, Lamb of God would be really good. I mean, if you want old school, we can go fucking Pantera. You know, Walk is always a good classic. Everybody loves Walk. Amon Amarth, The Arch Enemy. I mean, you want some Swedish melodic death metal here? Like, and I just start rattling shit. Yeah, eyes lit up like a fucking fireworks show on the 4th of July. I totally know the feeling.
Like all the shit I have is gospel. It's either Christian, country, or some rock and roll.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of old school Patsy Cline, and
That's
I got all kinds of shit
yeah,
and all kinds of sad music
yeah. But
and happy music, but I don't have angry music. I need angry music.
it's funny because you're like, I have gospel, and I'm like, I remember there is a song right now in my Spotify playlist. It is titled, I think it's titled FBS in Spotify, but on the original album, way back when it came out, by Goat Whore, which count as blackened death metal. You metalheads that listen, you'll fucking know them, I'm sure. I hope. If you don't, look them up.
Yeet.
The abbreviation of the anecdote, whatever you want to call it, or however it's, whatever you say, is FBS. What it stands for is fucked by Satan. So you're like, I got gospel, and then I'm remembering fucked by Satan.
Yep.
So yeah,
there's been many days, even now, where it'll literally go from country to praise Jesus to stupid motherfucker,
yeah,
back to Christian, back to some random, Stained.
Yeah.
Stained's always good.
I like
Break the cycle.
I like some Stained.
I just, but that day I'm like, I need angry.
Yeah, I need
I
some
need
heavy,
frustration, straight up rage. Dude, like, I can't even describe the look on his face and the excitement that just, like, his whole face just lit up. He's like, I got you, fam. I got you.
So basically what we're saying here is, if you don't have a metalhead friend, get one.
Right?
No, yeah, I'm with you there. In most of my days, now and even back coming up through like school, and especially in the Army, man, people would never let me have the sound bar ever, because we always had a sound bar in our shop, and a lot of our guys that were there were like, I'm not saying 90s babies as far as they were born in the 90s, but they're 90s babies in the fact that they loved their 90s grunge. They liked their Alice in Chains, their, Chris Cornell, Soundgarden, Temple of the Dog, that kind of thing. They loved the 90s grunge, Nirvana, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So we would listen to a lot of that stuff. And then, one day I remember it so well, because it was a happy moment for me, just like what you were saying. And my squad leader at the time, he loved metal. He loved all metal. Not because of the lyrics or anything, but he loved the rhythm. He loved the instruments. He's like, I don't give a shit about what they're singing, saying, screaming. I don't care. I could listen to it without words. I just love the fact that they have a rhythm like no other. You'll never find, Lil Wayne ever fucking matching or stepping to the plate when it comes to matching somebody like Iron Maiden or
He might
Metallica.
nowadays.
Oh shit, I don't know.
Anyways.
So, he's like, you get the sound bar, don't let anybody fuck with you. I said, okay, cool. So I fucking hook it up, and I remember, it was a bad day. We had PC and QC up our ass, which is production control and quality control.
Okay.
Up our ass about getting engines done, man. I mean, it was fucking, why aren't you done yet? Why aren't you done yet? Why aren't you done yet? We're just like, do you want it fucking done half-assed and with reused parts, or do you want to fucking give me the parts I ask for and stop fucking penny pinching?
Right.
And but we were losing that fight. You know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Old fucking commissioned officer says, no, I have a degree, it's going to be done this way. All right, we were losing that battle, so it was a bad fucking day. And the first thing I put on, I believe, was a Monomarth Blood Eagle. And the song starts with, I guess you would call it like a simulated or emulated sound of what it would sound like if somebody was getting their lungs ripped out. So you hear all like the flesh tearing and stuff like that. And you hear the guy screaming and moaning in the background. And then all of a sudden the fucking music and drums just slam and they just hit you in the face. And Fig kind of looked around the corner and he looked at me from the other side of his desk. And I looked back at him. I was like, is this too much? He's like, no, I'm just kind of wondering, are you okay? Like, because I'm sitting there and I'm not really having any reaction to the music. Like, I'm happy with it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just, like, as if the music is just almost secondary to me. Like, it's nothing. Like, it's second nature. Like, it doesn't matter. Kind of like a wind gust would be secondary to a bird because they fly anywhere and they're in the air. So it's like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. So yeah, as far as music goes, I'm with you on the fact that sometimes what you need is fucking angry shit when it's a bad day. So
I haven't had that. I probably should have, but I haven't had that lately. Okay, it's just not today.
I was about to say, for those of you that don't know, my eyes lit up like a candle.
Not today, we're doing this today.
Oh, you're right. We're doing this today. We're doing this
is definitely
today.
helping my mental state. Just
Let's say you sound happier. Yeah. So, anyway, I would say definitely, as far as how you might tell other people, for one thing, want to be clear since we're gonna recap this shit. Just because you get help or you start that process, it does not by any means mean that your fight is over. And that might sound discouraging as shit, but I don't mean it that way. I just want to be very real in the fact that your fight's not over. It just means you're on the right path now.
Yeah.
And, if anything, sometimes it might get a little harder. Not in the fact that you're going to want to off yourself or anything more than what you did or do or whatever, but a lot of times getting help, like you talked about with self-reflection, you're going to have to process shit. You're going to have to accept certain things that you may not want to accept, and you're going to have to deal with and overcome things so that way you start to get better. And it is hard. It is a shitty, hard fucking thing to do, but you're starting it, and that's good. You're moving in the right direction. So keep fucking going. Keep trudging. Pick up your boots, lace them up, and fucking trudge on, baby. And sometimes take a knee if you need a knee. And it's okay to let somebody else, put your arm on their shoulder and, help you walk a little ways before you can stand on your own again. So, anyway, so as you get help, things to do to maintain your fight, to maintain keeping going. Self-reflection. Reflect on certain things, throughout the day. Reflect on yourself. Improvements that you need to make, corrections, adjust, fire.
And am I where I want to be?
Right.
Yes or no? Okay. If I'm not, do I know where I want to go? Yes. Here's where I want to be.
Right.
Here's my goal.
Right.
Set that goal. Like, it's fine to have big goals.
Yeah. But
at which point, don't forget, you have to take baby steps
to
get there.
Right. And then, again, reflect on is this out of my control or is it out of my control or can I control it? If I can't control it, then let it be what it is and it's going to ride. If you can control it, then take baby steps to tackle said problem a little bit at a time and control it and get it in the state that you want it. Also, immerse yourself in something. Find the downtime. Make the downtime, make the relaxation, make the hobby, whatever your mission. Fishing.
Go fishing. Go hunting.
Yep. I know hunting's kind of a difficult one because it's seasonal, but if that is your thing, hunting. I know.
Get into that.
Yeah, I know. Like for us, because I'm a hunter. All right. Sorry if anybody here listens to this is fucking PETA positive. I hate you all.
Equal opportunity, Jim.
Yeah, I know.
Moving on.
So, I'm a hunter, and even when the game that I usually strive to obtain is out of season, I like watching the Outdoor Channel. I like watching, Leah and Tiffany's The Crush, Roger.
Meat Eater on Netflix.
Yeah,
I love that show.
Oh yeah, Meat Eater's a good one. Roger Ragland. Old school dude, man, and I'll tell you guys, he gives me the best feeling in the world because anytime he gets anything, it could be a nice meaty doe that it's just gonna provide meat for either him or if he donates it, he'll be like Jiminy Christmas when he gets up there, and he's an old guy and he's got the beard and he's got a big old tummy, so he's laughing and he's almost like Santa Claus without the white beard and the red coat.
You know what they need to bring back?
Who?
Because I haven't. If any of y'all know where to locate some fishing on TV, that would be great.
Literally the Outdoor Channel during the day.
No, I work during the day. I'm talking about on Saturday mornings or Sundays.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, I grew up with Bill Dance Outdoors.
Yeah, yeah.
I learned all my fishing tricks from him. Maybe
yeah.
No, he was still good. I was about to say maybe that's why I never catch anything, but
he was good.
I don't go fishing to go catch shit. I go fishing because that's my peace and quiet.
I know, again, I'm a hunter. I also, again, these days, I'm on two wheels on blacktop. I ride motorcycles. Back, like, in the Army, I was on two wheels on dirt, baby. Dirt bikes. I love them. I love the Supercross season. Still love them. I just couldn't keep up with it anymore as far as my body goes. So, right now, in the wintertime, while you guys listen, Supercross is every Saturday. It's a ritual. I gotta have it. I'm rooting for my boys. Video games, even. Immerse yourself in that nice little escape.
Don't let your immersion distract you from taking care of shit.
Right. But if you need a break,
time to do it.
Yeah, if you need a break, if you need a recharge, a reset, then please do take time. Don't feel like you ever shouldn't or can't just because I gotta because overworking yourself, overstressing yourself will hurt you just as much as over immersing yourself, if you will, in your release. And then so some self-talk, some reflection, get a hobby that is healthy.
Find something to believe in.
Believe in something. Believe, whether that is religion or spirituality of some kind, some values that you believe in that you would like to take into your core, or if you don't believe in any of that bullshit, believe in yourself. Believe that you can do this. Believe that you will make it. You will accomplish your goals. You do have this, and you're a badass motherfucker.
And just because you fail at something
doesn't make you a failure.
No. It means you got to get back up and try something. Try it again. Find a different way.
All you Disney kids, listen to Rafiki. The past can hurt, but you can either run from it Learn from it. And it's true. As corny as it sounds, man, it is truer. It's a true damn story.
Mm-hmm.
So, Simba. Yeah. So, always. Our clock was ticking right now for a warning, and we just had to let it go because it was distracting in our ears.
Sorry.
So yeah, just keep those things in mind
I was
when.
about to sing to us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Keep those things in mind as you start your progression towards bettering yourself and getting that damn helmet, that proverbial helmet to protect you from this life, which is a bitch. And
Just stay focused. You got this shit. And always remember, life's a bitch.
get a helmet.